My lords, today I'm going to address the recent influx of cosmic storms that appear to have spread across the galaxy like wildfire. The power that these storms are outputting can make or break an empire, ours included. Some are providing upwards of 100% increases in resource output across our planets, or some even give our ships the ability to cross closed borders entirely undetected. Furthermore, these storms have uncovered new precursors, and we have had to develop new technologies to both attract and safeguard ourselves from their dangerous effects. In this report, I shall go through each storm in detail, along with some of the more niche events that the storms have uncovered. I'll start with exploring the storms and their various effects, both positive and negative. There are 8 types of cosmic storms, with Shroud and Nexus being significantly rarer than the rest, which is thankful because they are also significantly more dangerous. Storms affect 3 main things. They have immediate planetary effects which can occur while the storm is ongoing. They also have immediate effects on ships that may be in the systems where the storms are raging. And finally, they will leave behind after effects on the planets that they touch. We'll start with the electrical storm, which is the simplest conceptually to wrap your head around. It's a large electrical storm, but in space. The collision of electromagnetic fields imbues this cosmic storm with near dangerous levels of electric charge. This can greatly impact shields, but equally is beneficial for planetary production. An electrical storm provides massive bonuses to planetary job output should it manifest in systems with inhabited planets. Other than the standard planetary devastation, it appears to have 0 downsides. The electrical storm is absolutely a storm that can be a huge boon to your empire. The electrical storm will also increase ship sublight speed by 100%, but it will damage shields and disable all shield regeneration. So be careful should you find yourself in a naval battle in this system. Or perhaps use it to your advantage. If you see the storm is heading to your neighbour, maybe retrofit your ships with full armour and take full advantage of this. The electrical storm will leave behind after effects on any planet that it touches. This will increase energy from jobs, but it will drastically increase planetary build time as the planet recovers from the storm. These tend to last for around 3 years. Further to this, 4 specific after events can occur. These are randomized, and they are: electrified oceans. A perpetual electric current surges throughout the planet's vast oceans. This will increase energy from jobs, but reduce planet habitability. Lightning-struck ruins. These are ancient ruins that have been struck by lightning, turning their materials into rare and unusual compounds. This will increase researcher speed. Planetary scar. The storm has left behind a gigantic scar that's visible from space. This will increase unity from jobs. And finally, a silent armada. A civilian merchant colony that was caught in the storm and destroyed, leaving behind a graveyard of broken vessels. This will increase engineering research. The next storm to discuss is the gravity storm, and the gravity storm is certainly a prettier stellar light show than the electrical one. When massive stellar bodies collide, the resulting impact sends gravitational ripples throughout the galaxy. When these in turn collapse, a gravity storm is born. Negative effects on ship targeting systems and fluctuating gravity will make it so that almost everyone is forced to stay at home. The gravity storm has some somewhat odd effects. It provides 50% job bonus outputs to enforcers, entertainers, and administrators, and I can't quite wrap my head around why, but there you go. The gravity storm, however, will negatively impact farmers, miners, and technicians, increasing their consumer goods upkeep by 1 per month. The gravity storm will also negatively impact warships, reducing their weapons damage slightly, which will increase with ship size. The after effects of the storm drastically increase unity output, but will reduce building and district cost. The gravity storm also has 5 unique events that can occur, and these are: the Avian Reserve, a secluded nature reserve built to house vulnerable species of avian fauna. This will increase society research output. Compacted planes. The crushing gravitational forces of a passing cosmic storm compacted several areas previously deemed too unstable for construction, effectively granting us free real estate. This event will increase the districts the planet can support. Gravitational caves. A passing cosmic storm has transformed some of our mining complexes into broken shafts of hypercompact material. While attempts to reopen them have sparked new theories in engineering and drilling, they have made little progress reclaiming the mines. This after effect will reduce districts, but it will increase engineering research. Mountain in the sky. A colossal mountain range hangs suspended in the thin air of the planet's upper atmosphere, exposing fresh ore deposits. This will increase mining districts and also allow miners to produce physics research. Quite a nice bonus indeed. And finally, pulverizing monuments. A passing cosmic storm unleashed a tremendous amount of pressure on some of our more fragile monuments, reducing them to dust and debris, a humble reminder of the terrifying forces that await us out in space. This event will increase unity from jobs. The next storm we have to discuss is the Magnetic Storm, which incidentally is another incredibly beautiful light show. When roving metallic asteroid belts interact with strong gravitational forces, magnetic fields are formed within. Storms of this type will rip hulls apart and cause interruptions to industrial construction, yet they will also assist in bringing up valuable minerals from a planet's crust. Magnetic storms will affect alloy production, specifically by reducing the upkeep of metallurgists by 200%, but it's important to remember that this caps at 90%. It does mean that it can offset some of the events that increase upkeep, however. Effectively, this means you're going to be outputting alloy at a much cheaper rate than you normally would do, so spend those extra minerals wisely. Furthermore, as lovely as it is to be producing free alloys, the storm has some quite nasty side effects. Notably, it will increase mining and research station upkeep by 100% and half planetary build speed. It will also half ship build speed, increasing the upkeep by 100% as well. This storm is very much a double-edged sword. Held properly, i.e. if this storm is over your alloy production worlds and nothing else, it's extremely powerful, but if you find your shipyards being swallowed, you may be in trouble. Like the other storms, this one has unique after effects, and these are: magnetized ore. A passing cosmic storm has magnetized an immense amount of previously unexploited mineral deposits, making it exceedingly easy for our mining operations to access the new resources. This event will massively boost mining output through additional districts and job output. Skybound plateaus. Magnetized by the gravitational effect of a passing cosmic storm, the majestic and floating landmasses can be maneuvered directly over existing industrial complexes. This will increase mineral output, but alloy production as well. And finally, storm-forged foundry. A passing cosmic storm ravaged this planet and has left a significant amount of foundry equipment oddly charged. Even without fully understanding the mechanism, our alloy production has improved significantly. It is of no surprise that this event will increase alloy production and reduce upkeep. Next to discuss is the particle storm. Particle storms almost appear alive, moving through and within the galactic fabric of space, neither hunting nor avoiding spaceborne vessels. Dangerous but unstable, their mere presence is enough to unite civilizations in defiance of the elements. Particle storms are somewhat of an oddity, in that they don't really have any positive effects. They also make me think back to the Adakaria Convention of Benevolence, i.e. one of the newly discovered precursors, where this race of aliens was using its citizens to generate storms, but inadvertently trapping them within the storm, living as dust on the wind, so to speak. Not a pleasant outcome at all. Anyway, the particle storms are not pleasant. The one small upside is an increase of unity per ship caught in the storm, that is also at less than 20% hull points. This feels like a very minor boon indeed. This storm will disable all shield, armor and hull regeneration and do monthly damage to ships. It will also increase ship upkeep by 20%. Its only real positive effect is an after event whereby volatile motes will be found in an increasing quantity per pop per planet. Like the other storms, it has some unique after effects. These are: storm-ruined suburbs. This will simply increase society research output. The big one. This will add unity from jobs. And finally, unstable planes. The cosmic storm has turned several vast plains into areas of high tectonic activity. Coincidentally, the increase in danger has also come with an increase in volatile motes. This event will add a volatile mote collection job. Next on the list is the Radiant Storm, which frankly appears far more dangerous on inspection than what we have covered so far. Visually, this storm appears as almost liquid fire rages through space. A radiant storm creates a glistening fluctuation within the spatial fabric. Its presence causes stars to produce unprecedented flares. The resultant radiation is extremely damaging, but it will supercharge space station output and make it hard for ships to stay hidden. Radiant storms increase station output for both research and mining by 200%. It is simple, but a very lovely boon to have. Radiant storms also have no real downside, other than the standard negative storm effects, devastation for example, but it will also disable cloaking, which appears to be, in my mind, very minor. It does have a nice after effect in that it will reduce population growth by a significant amount, meanwhile increasing pop upkeep. Like the other storms, the Radiant Storm has some unique after effects, and these are: degraded ozone layer. The cosmic storm has torn a hole into the ozone layer of this planet's atmosphere. While severely infringing on our quality of life, the quality of production has gone up. This can be quite a nasty side effect. It will increase energy output by 100%, but will also reduce population growth speed by 25%. Glowing desert. The cosmic storm has left an entire desert aglow. A deadly view, but with sufficient security measures it can be turned into a financially viable tourist spot. This event will amusingly increase energy output and trade by 25%. And finally, radiated highlands. The cosmic storm has bathed the highlands of this world with radiation, creating a sublime ground for energy production. And to follow the theme of the other two, this one will add generator districts. Now we move on to the Stardust Storm. At any given moment, dust from millions of planets is drifting aimlessly throughout the galaxy. Sometimes these granules will gather in such significant quantities that a dust storm will result. These particles can disturb planet-wide communication, but the chemical elements the storm brings with it can be very useful for resource production. Objects inside these storms may as well not exist as far as our scanners are concerned. The Stardust Storm, it's fair to say, does a lot. It is sort of the opposite to the Gravity Storm. The Stardust Storm will increase strategic resource output, farmer, mining and technician output by 100%, whereas it will increase the upkeep of enforcers, entertainers and administrators by 50%. The Stardust Storm's party piece though is that it is like a nebula in terms of intel reduction effects. Cloaking will get a bonus, and most importantly, closed borders can be crossed within this storm, which makes it very exciting strategically. Its after effects will provide rare crystal per pop per planet, and also increase crime quite significantly. Like the other storms, it has several unique after effects, and these are crystalline quills, which will add 2 crystal miner jobs. Historic sedimentation will provide 10% society research bonuses, and Stardust Dunes will add 3 crystal miner jobs. The final 2 storms to address are the rarest and potentially the most exciting. We'll start with the Shroud Storm. On very rare occasions, the Shroud may whisper through into the physical world. The Shroud Storms expose sentience to visions, both sublime and grotesque. Those who have communed with the Shroud will enjoy a fickle synergy. Shroud Storms will make a mess of your star systems. They can change the class of stars, as well as terraforming planets, both habitable and uninhabitable. Further to this, Shroud Storms will drastically impact the stability of any inhabited worlds caught in them, and it is of no real surprise that they will increase telepath output by 50%. Shroud Storms will have different effects on your navy depending whether or not you're a psionic empire. Empires who have not breached the Shroud will receive a simple 10% evasion bonus, whereas empires who have breached the Shroud and deemed to fight within the Shroud Storm will receive 20% evasion and 30% weapon damage bonuses. Quite lovely indeed. The Shroud Storm's after effects again will depend on your citizens' ability to access the Shroud. Psionic pops will see large resource output bonuses, whereas non-psionic pops will suffer from happiness reduction. Like the other storms, it has some unique after effects, and these are: the entity of the lake. A passing cosmic storm has left us with a strange and wonderful gift. The largest body of water on this planet forms ripples that creates patterns and symbols of obvious importance, capable of answering inquiries with a surprising wisdom. This event will increase happiness by 25% and spiritualistic ethics attraction by 50%. The next one is Fields of Zro. Transformed by a passing cosmic storm, this planet's most verdant biomes have become wavering fields of Zro. They are some of the purest Zro deposits we have ever encountered. This event, unsurprisingly, adds Zro deposits, as does another ghostly canyon. And the last event that can occur in the aftermath of a Shroud Storm is Shroud Parasites. A passing cosmic storm has spread parasites amongst the livestock. Phasing between our reality and that of the Shroud, these parasites have proven to be edible, healthy, and surprisingly delicious. This event will increase pop growth speed and society research by 10%. The final storm to discuss is the Nexus Storm, and this is the rarest and most dangerous by far. When the stars align, even a minor cosmic storm can grow beyond conventional limits. This rare event will unleash terror of apocalyptic proportion. There is no thriving inside this cosmic abomination. The only option is to try and survive. The Nexus Storm, unsurprisingly, offers no boons to your empire. It will inflict 5 times the amount of planetary devastation than a regular storm, and will deliver significant damage to your ships while removing their ability to regenerate shield, armor, and hull. The Nexus Storm is incredibly dangerous. How do you avoid it, I hear you asking? Well, there are several storm-themed technologies that can alleviate the damage that storms may deal to your planets, but I know you can also do the opposite and attract storms if you wish, or even via a science ship, sustain a storm indefinitely. This will prevent the storm from deforming and locking it in place over your desired system. An intelligent commander can use this to great effect, and it can be incredibly powerful if used properly. Furthermore, there are 3 building types related to storms: attractors, repulsors, and release centers. All 3 buildings provide several researcher positions and do what their names suggest: attract, repulse, or provide relief from storm's effects. There are also ship components that offer similar boons, i.e. they will decrease the negative effect from storms. The Cosmic Weather Models technology will provide you a detailed map of where a storm is heading. And finally, empires who have unlocked the Galactic Weather Control Ascension perk can use science ships to manipulate a system star to generate a storm, which, remember, they can then permanently sustain. The final item to note, bearing in mind that I touched on the Adakaria earlier, is that by using their relic, the Tempest Invocator, we can, via sacrificing a scientist, generate an immensely powerful Nexus Storm. And what's better is we can choose the target system, as I shall now demonstrate over these friendly aliens, the Blorg, no less. So my lords, I feel like despite perhaps the bleak outlook that storms brought with them, they can be incredibly powerful when properly utilised. I'm intrigued to know your thoughts.